Okay. Are we? It's doing something. It will go live. Okay. First of all, welcome everybody, and and I apologize straight away for not being able to hold some sessions. In fact, I had to miss out the virtual sessions also because I was traveling and my job is, really getting me down. But hey, I'm trying to get back to the usual routine, and I'll be seeking other people's help in case I'm not able to make it. At least the session is out there. So fantastic, and I'm very happy to welcome Vriti Sharma back on the panel. She has always been our regular poet, regular attendee of all our sessions and then she has been going through a hard time. So I'm very happy to see her back uh, in this new avatar as a published poet now. So
Yay.
I know. So what I thought we will do today is invite Vriti to sort of do a soft launch of her book. I'm sure she'll. We can always do a hard launch at GLF. I'll be going, and I think Sheena also will be out there. So Vriti, if you're there, we could do a hard launch. Irrespective of what the organizers allow us to do or not. But hey, Vriti, let me ask you first to show your book. Let's do a soft launch, and then read a few poems from your book, and then we'll go around the table as usual. Over to you, Riti.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hello. Uh,
Hello.
Thank you, Rajiv ji. This has not been uh, an easy task, to be honest. I've been in double minds to whether do it or not do it. But that I'm just gonna try and
Can you show the book?
uh,
Have you got a
I
physical
haven't
book?
got, I
Okay.
haven't
All right.
received it as yet.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
will, I will.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I cannot also share my screen, it seems, so that I
Hang
can
on.
at
That's
least,
only that is because I uh put some
yeah, it says the
limitations to it.
whole host disabled, but
Right. 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 So here we go. I think now you can. You should be able to do it now.
okay. So this is how it looks. That's the cover, and uh, uh, this is just. I mean, there are poets, but I'm not a. I don't call myself a poet. I just, you know, write whatever I feel I'm going through, or maybe the feeling or the thoughts that those are crossing my mind. I just put down, not on the paper, also on my phone notes. And so there were too many, and there have been quite a few friends, very close friends, who've been asking me to uh, do something about it. So I thought, let's
Yeah.
just kind of compile it and
Yeah.
and start
Yes,
start
yes, of
something.
course. So with that, let me invite everybody, and then let me congratulate you, Riti, at this
Thank you.
lovely book, and applause everybody. This is
Congratulations, Virvi.
yes,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
But
Nice
I
cover.
must,
Very nice
uh,
cover.
thank you. I
Yeah.
must say, and
Congratulations.
thank you, Manikaji. I must say that whatever a little bit, 10 or 20% I can write, uh, there's a lot that I owe to this particular group and Rajiv ji, because probably I would have just written and have never shared it with anybody. But one fine day, I found out that there is a group that exists in Delhi, and I
Mm.
went there in person. Rajiv ji who were not there. It was Sanjay ji who is actually who was hosting that time, and then it was it never ended. So this group has given me so much uh, this thing to keep on writing, and uh, it's a very good platform. This something that I have in front of you wouldn't have been at all possible, and I'm not just saying it for the heck of it, but a lot of us know deep down that it wouldn't have been possible if this group wasn't there. So I'm sorry for not being a part of it for quite some time now, but ठीक है, I'm still there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
you may not be physically out there, but I'm sure our wishes are with you, and your inspirations are come from the group and from other poets. Congratulations,
so
Riddhi.
And
thank you.
Briti,
So
do keep sharing your poems because that's how we come to learn so much more when everyone keeps sharing. Now you published this book, of course, we're going to buy that. But do keep whatever you're penning down, whatever thoughts and all. I think that's the beauty of this group that we welcome everything.
yes, I know Gunikaji, of course, I know that, but it's just been that uh, I've been at home, and that has actually made me so unsocial. So I just kind of get scared of the groups now. But then
Don't do that. We are all
I
there.
do, yeah, I do take your this thing, and I will from now on, whatever I
Yeah, and
write
I completely second your thoughts. Like we are ever thankful for DPC Poetry and Rajiv to, keep it going
for so long.
so beautifully. I mean, like, yeah, it's our complete backbone. I published my book. Um, Kedia ji
Omkar ji?
published, Okar ji published. I mean, like, it gives you so much of self-confidence. And with the
Yeah.
group backing you and praising you and listening to you, I think you just need a forum where someone will listen to you and read it out. That's it.
I know, and absolutely that's what it is. But then, if this one goes fine, though I found a little few mistakes in the book already, so I'm just gonna put it in the second edition. But then, uh, if once this is all over, I'm gonna put down my Hindi poetry as well into a book. So I would. We used to publish a book for DPC.
Yeah.
I have. You know found out this forum, as in like this website, where I would rather insist, Rajiv ji, let's do our DPC poetry book
Poetry anthology. We used to do
again.
an annual anthology. I know.
I've done, yeah, so I've done a couple with Rajiv ji. So I think uh, every one of us, I mean, it may not be the best poetry, but then it's the best thought that we are
Yeah.
trying to put down and share with other people. So I think we should do it again. We
Sure.
should start doing it again. And with that thought, I'll just uh, stop sharing my screen, and will just how do I stop sharing it?
Think. Okay.
Pause
Right.
share.
Right. I can do
Yeah.
that. All right. You wanna go ahead and share some of the poems from your
Mm.
from your book, Rithi?
Two of them really. Uh, One on a lighter note, not so lighter, but this is called "Did You Know Me from Before?" It goes like, "Did you know me from before? In a life, a time, a distant shore, when echoes of the past were clear and the shadows whispered, drawing near. Did our paths entwine in days long gone, where memories linger like an where memories linger like an old song? Did we share a glance, a word, a breath, in moments untouched by time or death? Perhaps we met beneath ancient skies where the stars held secrets in their eyes, or maybe in dreams where souls do soar. Did you know me from before? In this life, this fleeting span, I wonder if you are the same as then. A spark, a face, a heart, once more. Did you know me from before?
Mm,
That's it.
mm.
Beautiful. Very nice.
And this is uh, this is a poem that I wrote, and it's like a discovery of my life that we all live out of boxes because that's how the life goes on. When we lose somebody uh, in a relation, or we part our ways from a friend, we always look into other boxes. What are we left with to live our life again happily? So that's amazing. That's actually my thought, and I keep telling myself that we all live out of boxes, and nobody ever stop living without anybody, but we have our share of boxes intact to keep moving on in life. So that's something that I actually penned down, and I'm just trying to find it. Okay, so it goes like, uh, life boxes, we hold them near, some from need, some from fear. We think they make us whole and sound, yet in this cycle, truths are found. We say we can't live without a box. In attachment's grip, we are tied like knots. But when one's gone, we search for more, inventories filled as before. We call each other selfish, it's true, but miss the self within in our view. Till one day, time takes our own, our box vanishes, and we are alone. That's it.
Beautiful. Very nice.
Thank you. So over to you, Rajiv.
Very nice.
You are on mute, Rajiv.
Yeah, hi. Wonderful. Beautiful. Very nice. Yeah, very nice.
So over to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Vritti. I think there is some. Am I? There is. Okay, hello, testing.
Yeah, we can hear you, Rajiv. We can see you and hear you.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
no.
There's something which went wonky out here. Thank you, Vritti. Thanks a lot. And again, congratulations on this. And do stay with us. And of course, keep on joining us with your poetry and your presence and your delightful presence. It will be, we would enjoy that. Okay, I need to move on. And the person on my screen now is Onkar Kediaji. Onkarji, with your pithy poems, which we all enjoy. Let's have you. By the way, I also apologize that the topic theme this time was noise, which Julian pointed out has been done before last year. So I'm sorry, but to repeat the topic, but then I'm not sorry. You can always do what you want to do, and if you left out, and if some person did not join us last time on the theme, he or she is welcome to recite.
Wasn't it?
Okay.
Was it? Isn't it dust? You'd written dust.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. It was just.
Yes,
It was
it's
dust.
dust.
Not noise.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not noise. Sorry, dust. That's right. Sorry.
Dust. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Rajiv
right.
ka.
Yeah. I'm getting senile, man. Okaji, over to you.
Okay, I'll recite two small poems, and the translation of dust is dhool. Both poems are in Hindi, and the first one is तुम धूल हो पर जरूरी नहीं कि तुम्हारी जगह पैरों के नीचे हो तुम धूल हो पर जरूरी नहीं कि तुम्हारी जगह पैरों के नीचे हो जरूरी नहीं कि तुम दबी रहो रौंदी जाती रहो मीन्स रौंदना मीन्स टेम्पल तुम धूल हो पर जरूरी नहीं कि तुम्हारी जगह पैरों के नीचे हो जरूरी नहीं कि तुम दबी रहो रौंदी जाती रहो हवाओं से दोस्ती करो हवाओं से दोस्ती करो ऊपर उठो सवार हो जाओ उन सब के सिर पर जिनके पांव तुम्हें कुचलते रहे हैं हवाओं से दोस्ती करो ऊपर उठो सवार हो जाओ उन सब के सिर पर जिनके पांव तुम्हें कुचलते रहे हैं ऐसे चिपक जाओ उनके चेहरों से कि झाड़े न झड़ो ऐसे चिपक जाओ उनके चेहरों से कि झाड़े न झड़ो मैला कर दो उनके कपड़ों को मैला कर दो उनके कपड़ों को घुस जाओ उनकी आंखों में किरकिरी बन के चुभो दैट इज द फर्स्ट वन
Oh, thank you.
Very nice.
Very
Beautiful.
interesting. In fact, the sense of it led me to remember a poem, "Rise Like Dust." I think that was a poem by a
Maya
American.
Angelou. Maya Angelou.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
something like that.
That's right. A very famous poem. Okay, Omkarji, over to you. Next.
and the second one is even smaller कभी जूते उतारो नंगे पांव चलो कभी जूते उतारो नंगे पांव चलो जिस धूल को तुम रौंदते आए हो चिपकने दो उसे अपने बदन से कभी जूते उतारो नंगे पांव चलो जिस धूल को तुम रौंदते आए हो चिपकने दो उसे अपने बदन से महसूस करो उसका स्पर्श आदत डाल लो उसकी दैट मीन्स गेट यूज टू डस्ट कभी जूते उतारो नंगे पांव चलो जिस धूल को तुम रौंदते आए हो चिपकने दो उसे अपने बदन से महसूस करो उसका स्पर्श आदत डाल लो उसकी मत भूलो कि यह धूल ही है जिससे आखिर में तुम्हें मिलना है
Yes, dust to dust.
Thank you.
Yes, I was waiting for that. I was waiting. And Okarji, lovely poems as usual,
Thank you.
with your own particular sensibility built into it. We all love it. And in fact, it reminds me of the time when we had that topic of ice cream and the nuts you blew it away. And with that, I'm tempted to get Sheena into this. She did say something about a poem which has been
Yeah.
for
Yes.
a petition, which
All
or I,
Mandarin. She's done a lot of translations and all. Great.
Yep.
yeah, Sheena, you wanna share it
Yes.
with us?
Which one? The ice cream one?
Yeah, if
What
you
a-
have it.
Yep, I do. Hold on.
Yeah, because that one was, I mean, it was a landmark in our series of sessions, and it has become an famous byline if Sheena's poem gets published.
Yes. Yes.
And I'd say, hey, here are two DPC poets inspiring each other. Hey, that's brilliant.
Yep. Let me find it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Take your time. No problems. And we got other people also waiting out here. But Sheena, we're going to take a little bit of time. Can I go
Nope,
to
I
somebody
found
else?
it.
Okay. Oh, there you
I
go.
found it. Yes. Okay. A little girl attends her first day at school. Neat uniform and hair tied in one plait with white ribbons her mother bought just for the occasion. As her class makes its way from one place to another, she loses her classmates. They go on without her. She doesn't know where to go and is too scared to ask, so she hides near the school gate, hoping at the end of the day she'll be able to leave, hoping she won't get into trouble, hoping no one will realize she's not there. The familiar sound, the tinkling bell of an ice cream man. He stops at the gate. He has a tikam-tikam wheel on the back of his bicycle. She takes out the 5-cent coin her mother gave her that morning and hands it to the ice cream man and takes her chance. Luck is on her side. The wheel turns. Tick, 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 tick. 1, 2, 4, 1, 1, 8. 8! She never got 8 before. She clutches her 8 little ice cream potong on sticks and sits by the drain, wondering which one to eat first before they drip onto her brand new uniform. She doesn't want to get her uniform dirty. Another bell rings. School is over, and the students stream out. Still, the little girl sits eating her ice cream when her classmates find her. "Yo pontenga," they accuse with the careless malice of children. "You cannot buy food from hawkers. Teacher say cannot. I tell teacher, building to a steady chant. The little girl begins to cry. She brushes away hot tears with cold ice cream fingers. She has no words. She cannot explain. She drops the ice cream into the drain.
Lovely.
There's a lot more of it. It's like
Yes,
a
I know, I know.
poem. Yes,
Yeah, it comes back to me.
yes.
It comes back to me. I think that was a brilliant session. Okay, Sheena, you can go on to your usual poems for the day.
My
Whatever you-
poem for the day. Okay. I'm fighting with myself writing this one.
Mhm.
You are on mute, ma'am. You are on mute.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. Yeah, so I'm not happy with this, but I'm gonna go with it anyway.
Yeah.
Dust. At some point in her life, my grandmother declared war on dust. By the time I was born, they were implacable foes. My grandmother set herself against dust because every day was a small victory. In fighting dust, she found control in a world made up of letters she could not read, in a place of words she did not know how to say. My grandmother used to run her fingers over cupboards and banisters in our house to check for dust. I think it was her way of keeping her daughters in line. My cousins told me she did it in their houses too. If her hand came away grimy, she would sniff with disdain. It drove our mothers crazy. Every morning, my grandmother would don her standard uniform, the most faded batik sarong she could find, and an old white blouse. A flurry of dusting and wiping would follow, fueled by a mug of cold tea. My grandmother taught me this ancient art of combat, on my knees, on the floor, armed with a wet rag and a bucket of water. 30 years later, in my living room, wearing a t-shirt and an old sarong, I cup a mug of cold coffee and stare down the dust motes dancing in the sun. Dust in me. We have battled for dominance, on floors, on shelves, in cabinets, under and over furniture. I am still fighting. If I'd ever told my grandmother that we were all made of stardust, she would have dissolved me in a pail of water and tipped me down a drain. End.
Lovely. I was waiting for Stardust.
Wow. I can
Yes.
literally visualize that, happening.
I was thinking dust, the other day, and I was saying, okay, if it's even as a repeat, I'm sure we will have very versatile poets out there who can do something with dust. Dust, if you must.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Thank you, Sheena.
Most welcome. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. I think the next on my is Gunika and then Julian. Julian, I know it's a little late for you. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, we can.
Julian, you want to go first because it's late for
No,
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right, Gunika, back to you. If you go and
Okay.
then Julian.
This is called Dusty Boots. It's a typical Western cowboy poem. Here it goes. He sat there waiting on his horseback, his Stetson perched low over his eyes, squinting at the glorious sun shining brightly in the sky. His muscled torso taut and tense as he glanced across the road. Not a muscle moved inside of him as on his stallion he rode. He clapped the dust down from his hat with a few stiff blows against his chaps, for an instant looking down the street as he unhooked his legs from saddle straps. Pushing his way through batwing doors that swung and creaked with fear, he thumped his fist upon the bar and ordered himself a beer. There was a stillness now in the room as the cattlemen folded their cards. The game of poker came to halt, and others upped their cards. I'm looking for Rye, he barked in a quiet, menacing tone. Came a voice from behind the bar. White, just leave him alone. Tell Rye I'm hunting him, said the big, broad shouldered man. Tell him to ride careful here, not show up if he can. His horse was waiting bridle outside, tied with the reins to a post. But before he could swing up his leg, a bullet grazed him almost. He turned and whipped out his gun, bringing an end to the dispute. He pulled the trigger and did not blink till the dust settled on his boots. Thank you.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Yes.
As
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And I'm enjoying the rhymes in the poems today.
I've read all the
Western
Southern
classics.
series.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, interesting. And then I will have something similar rhyming poem at the session. So
Okay,
later on,
great.
yeah, let's see that. Okay, thank you, Gurika. Lovely poem. And moving on to Julian. Julian, you're gonna go next.
Um, more prose rather than poetry.
Fine.
Um,
Yeah, you can see it now.
Last wish. I don't think I want to be cremated when I die. The idea of ashes to ashes, dust to dust does not appeal to me. If I'm headed for hellfire, why do Satan any favors? Being crisped twice, once quick and the other prolonged, sounds like overkill. I've seen that meme video where the grieving widow attempts to scatter the ashes from an urn by the sea, only to have it blow back into her face. That would be horrific, like being face pied at a holy festival, but without the colors. Besides, grey doesn't suit me, 50 Shades notwithstanding. I'd like to think I'm more colorful than that. Lay me in a plain box surrounded by canvas. Bring along a lot of leftover paints, oils, acrylics, watercolor, wall paint, spray cans, crayons, whatever. And the kids. Instead of a dreary mass and a somber eulogy in church, let's have a sing and paint session in an art gallery. Everyone can participate. Make the coffin a riot of colors. Graffiti and scrawls accepted. No holds barred. Let every stroke symbolize how I lived, never coloring within the box. We'll call the session A Brush with That. When it's done, step back, prop me up, take smiling selfies, and post them. Don't worry, I won't haunt you. In life, I hated being ghosted too. Play instruments, sing, and make merry very late into the night. You know, I'm not a morning person. Do not dress me up in a stuffy black suit and tie and leather shoes. Clearly, no one is going to judge me on the other side from what I'm wearing. Besides, it might be difficult finding a dry cleaner there. I'd rather something more comfortable like a loose t-shirt, old jeans, and my holy sneakers. Burial would be best. Throw in some seeds, compost, and dirt. Let my remains at least be of service to nature. No fancy headstone, granite carved angels, and marble stone slabs either. Just keep it simple with a stone marker. Water me each visit so the seeds will sprout, and I could push up daisies for real. Wouldn't it be fun coming to a flowering bed rather than a gloomy gravesite? Also, offering prayers for my soul to rest in peace are unnecessary. It will be too late. I'll be already in my next life by then. Rest in peace would be the last thing on my mind when I come back. And please, no tears, not over my dead body. Thank you.
Ooh,
Lovely.
very nice. I love the puns you put in there.
Nice, very nice.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
as much a somber topic it is, but it had its funny moments.
Yes, punny as always, Julian.
Yes.
Lovely, lovely, Julian.
This is very similar to a poem written by Gulzar, very beautiful poem. I mean, where he narrates in the poem, he lives somewhere upstairs, and how his body should be brought down. That it should not be brought down by lift. It will not look good. And what will neighbors say when his body is being brought down? Very nice poem.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
this poem reminded me of that poem.
Uh,
Maybe if
Please
Julian
name
gets a
that.
translation of that, he will be able to
Yeah, please
see the
name that
connection.
poem. Would love to read that. Please name that.
yeah, please share it on the group,
Yeah.
Omkar. That will be nice.
Gulzar
Okay, I'll
is
look for it. Beautiful
Yeah.
poem. Very,
it's
very
rich
nice.
in his
Yes.
insight and book.
Yeah. Lovely.
Like at one
Well,
place, he says, in Hindi, he says that the meaning is that when my body is being brought down, the priest who is my neighbor, he will say, "Go to hell." This is what he used to say when I was alive.
okay, interesting. Interesting thing.
So there's a very funny quote which I read somewhere. It says, "You come from dust and you will return to dust." That's why I don't dust. It could be somebody I know.
yeah, interesting. Okay. Next, Sagrika, you want to go next?
Yes, I can. So, Gunika ma'am, my poem is related to that. And because when I read this as theme, uh, instantly it connected to me to the five elements. So, earth is one element, which I wrote something in that. So, the name of my poem is Dust. So, dust is everywhere, in the cracks of the floor, on the windowsill, caught in the sunlight like the tiny stars. It feels small, like nothing, like something you wipe away without a thought. But dust is the start of everything. It is soil, it is seed, it is the story of things breaking down and starting again. It clings to your skin, to your shoes, to the old books you keep for reasons that you cannot explain. It carries memories of feet that walked before yours, of air breathed by someone you will never meet. And when you let it be, when you stop brushing it away in haste, it settles. quiet, patient, waiting, waiting to grow, to turn the barren land into bloom, to show you that abundance does not come clean. It comes from the dust, from the raw, from the mess of the things. Thank you.
Yes. 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 Yes,
Very
and
powerful.
I was waiting for those sentiments too, you know.
Good, very nice.
Thank
Very
The
you.
way you
fine,
said it
lovely.
with all the smile and all,
Yeah.
smiling. It was
Thank
nice.
you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Chalo, Jasbir, you wanna go next?
Yeah, yeah. You know how good I am at silly poems. That's why.
Yes. Well, let poems. Let's 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 judge the silly later.
Yeah. Okay, dust, as you said, it brings in all, what do you call it? Anyway, I'm just going to read. I haven't even given any title. It's just dust. Dust.
Go
And the
for it.
first thing that came to my mind is thus thou art to dust returnest was not spoken of this. So I write dusty roads, dusty floors, dusty room and dusty chairs with dust all around, sitting in a slanting shaft of sunlight. She can see zillions of dust particles. Horrified, she runs to secure her mask. Pensively, she sits dusting the artifacts in the parlor, collected over from far and wide. Dusting each one, she reflects on the happy times spent in different places. Today, the dust seems to be in her hair. Dust he was, and now dust he is. But his soul is alive. She smiles. Is it really? Here it looks like the live have their souls turned to dust. They make sure she licks the dust by opening a Pandora's box of property wrangles. Wiping the dusty tastes of moonshine that bring teardrops in her eyes, she wipes the dust resolutely, has to sparkle and be dust free for sure. Thank you.
Yes. Good one. Good one. Thank you, Jasveer. Your phone camera is not placed in a very strategic angle today. Maybe your son, where is he? You know, he needs to fix all the tech stuff as he usually does.
Someday
Okay.
out in the rain, enjoying the rain.
Oh yes, it's cold. It's raining out there. That's why you see the Delhi walas, Jasveer, me, everything. You know. So Sheila, when you come, be prepared to feel cold. So get some warmers with you. Okay, I had bought this book, and this session, as you know, as it does, makes me read the books I've bought. I'm one of those. There's like a Japanese word for having lots of books without reading. You know? I'm one of those guys. So here's a book. It's by Jeet Thayil. Jeet Thayil is a very famous Indian poet in English, and his book, which was this error is correct, which is on the bookshelf, won the Sahitya Kala Academy Award, which is one of the highest literary awards in India. And this after that was a few years ago after that, and that was when he lost his wife. So it's a grieving book of poems, and he has since then published this book. So let me read a couple of poems from here, from this book, and then let's see where it takes us. Hang on, let me just open it up. And the first one, the opening poem, is called, and economists will appreciate it, The Diminishing Marginal Utility. The first cigarette is all you got. From the second, it's a downhill trot. You might as well not smoke it, so little does it satisfy. You might as well stroke it like a pet, sniff it and say, oh my. This is the law of the farm, the forest, and the city, rapidly diminishing marginal utility. Once learned, never forgotten, applicable, alas, to everything. Kisses, earthquakes, the nobly rotten, cars, guitars, bliss on the wing. Sunset and Mars are blue, sometimes purple too. An octopus dreaming changes color from pale yellow to camo to black. Its suckers lights up, synapses follow. It has a large brain and a knack for the avoidance of pain. I'll never eat octopus again. Utility doesn't always diminish in value. It can start at the bottom of the graph, never to rise, never to accrue gains or losses. Now you can go ahead and laugh. So it is a brilliant poem.
Very nice.
Yes,
It's really good.
it is really good. I mean, no wonder this guy has been. And I was commenting on the rhyming of today's poems, which I saw in a number of them, and he's done a not a too clever a trick, but his poems are rhyming pretty well. Okay, changing the mood a little bit. One more, and it's called the 7-year season. I whisper your name, and the day turns warm. A third quarter moon holds the father of Jupiter, Saturn. A third quarter moon holds the father of Jupiter in place farther than ever, slower and meaner, through space disappearing and simmering. The day turns and I whisper your name, your thousand-maned name so terrible and rare. In rain and in sun I cup its flame, better than thinking, better than prayer. Jupiter's father holds the moon in thrall. You know what comes next. One by one, the days wobble and fall. This is the hexed season. Slower and meaner, disappearing in space. The world spins in circles. The worm knows when to show her face. Well done, she says. Good form. We disappear, we simmer. The day turns from doom to doom. In the fall, I may remember to whisper your name from room to room. Thank you. It is. I think that was, a brilliant change of mood and how articulate Jeet is. Excellent. And I'm very happy to see who was it who joined us. Somebody joined us, no? And then left. Yeah. Okay. All right. We are good to now go for seconds. And I'm happy to open the house for people who would like to recite another of their favorite poems. Can we go? Anybody raising their
I
hand?
have one.
Yeah.
It's
Rika.
about poets. I think I might have shared this before, and a little bit related to that. About poets, about all of you sitting here.
Sure. Go for it.
Poets are writers with dusty layers. They are magicians creating magic with their words. Some write from their hearts, some from their minds, and they sprinkle stardust wherever they go. They write about oceans, rivers, and trees. They write about unicorns in cornflower fields. You can hear the music streaming from their words like cascading falls, pure, simple, joyous. And then another layer under the dust peels off. Poets are romantic. They wax eloquent about love and all things soft. Like nightingales in the forest, they sing ballads to you. They are the creator of dreams, the dreams you've always wanted to see. And then another layer is dusted off. Their emotions, raw and tender, come forth, which make you cry tears of sadness and longing and make you want to hug yourself. They often write the words you've always wanted to hear. When another layer peels off, they write about war and peace, about guns and roses, about destruction and creation, all in the same breath. And just when you begin to understand it, another, and all the dust has disappeared, another layer reveals itself. And there lies their naked soul, all warm and poetic.
Very nice.
Lovely.
Wow.
Lovely, lovely. Hey, anybody else?
Sheena had
Ritik?
written so many of these poems on goddesses, the first day, second day, third day, remember?
Ah, yes, yes, that's
Why don't
Yeah.
we read one of those one of them? I mean, they were
small
really,
ones.
she has brought, how she brought about Mother Goddess in those 9 days, Navratri, and how she sort of juxtaposed them into writing something. I mean, this was really great.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just
Okay, let me find it.
Yeah, and in the meanwhile, for all people attending GLF, this was Ranjit Hoskote, who's a very famous poet and a sort of semi-mentor for DPC. He'll be there at JLF, Sheena, and
Okay.
then we'd love to get him to sign a book for DPC like we do every year.
Oh,
He
that'd be
always
awesome.
and
he
Vritti will be there to get her to do the signing.
yes, Vriti,
And
we
Yes.
need
Punita
to
will
get
be
our
there.
book signed by
And
you.
Kiria will be there.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing, huh? Over time,
And Sheena.
Gulika's published a book, Vriti's done it.
Sheena also, you've done something, right?
I think, Julian, your contribution to a book also was published, wasn't it? I remember that happening last year or the year before last. I forget it now, but I think Julian also mentioned that. Onkarji's book was published.
Yeah, that's what I said. I called him Kedia, sorry.
Uh,
Onkar will be there.
yes,
So has the
yes.
program come out with the name of the authors? When are they going to be,
Yeah. The program is there on the website.
it's there?
So,
All right.
and this time, a lot of my acquaintances and my wife's acquaintances will be there. So we have
Lovely.
managed to convince a number of people to turn
It's a
up.
5-day event, right?
Right. But yes, the first day is little less busy. The last day is also a little less busy.
What are the
But
better days to go? I think probably on the
usually
weekend.
the weekend, the
Ah,
Saturday, Sunday is the best.
best day.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the best time to go
Right.
and enjoy the sun. If I hope we will have sun and
Uh,
and
weather
and
will
the right.
become better.
Yes, yes. Okay. Do we have anybody else with
Yep.
seconds?
Sheena
Yeah.
was there
Go
reading
for
a
it.
poem.
Okay, I've got one of the ones in the Navratri cycle. So this is what I wrote for day 2. Basically because in the cycle, this is the day where the goddess wins. She has to earn, she has to win over, she has to be worthy to be loved, and she also needs to build up her reserves so that being loved by a god will not destroy her completely. So this is all about, this is the day, I think, of abstinence. So this is about abstinence. And also because I read about what people are and aren't allowed to eat and all the rest of it. So, that it came from that as well. Abstinence. Abstinence is a salad, green, fresh, unencumbered. Abstinence is celibacy, passive-aggressive waiting, solitude infused with longing. I am here, see me. I am here, hear me. I am here, and here I will stay, tapping on your consciousness until I get what I want. Abstinence demands a response. For 1,000 years, I will partake only of fruits and flowers. Then for another 1,000, I will eat only herbs. I will live on broken leaves of the bale tree for another 1,000 years. And finally, I will give that up too, and wait 1,000 more years to be seen or die. Denial and waiting and waiting. The ones who are noticed pass into legend. But what of those who are passed over? when does abstinence end and life begin?
Lovely. Lovely.
Thank you.
Very nice, beautiful.
Yeah, lovely. Sheena, can you compile the 9 poems together and we can put it on our Facebook? If that is okay with you, sort of have a
Well, I'm trying to work it into something bigger. So I don't know. I could. I
Yeah.
put them all on the I put them up on the WhatsApp group, and then afterwards I kind
Yeah,
of
she put them on
maybe
the
this is
group.
like
That's
too
right.
much.
Yes. No, it's
Yeah.
okay. I think yeah, sometimes putting all 9 together is too much. Sometimes it's just one and then
Riddhi,
give it a
suppose
break and then one more.
suppose Riddhi is going for you're going for the thing, na? For the Jaipur
Jill,
Fest?
Riddhi,
No,
are you going? No, I don't think so.
No,
Riddhi?
I'm not.
no, okay.
She's not.
I thought it's a good idea. Like, suppose if you're going there, you should. Which is the poem that you would like to? Which will you select and read out of your book?
Okay, Riddhi, here is a dream sequence. The day you're invited to JLF, which poem would you like to?
I haven't written that yet.
You haven't done that yet.
My best hasn't come out.
That's right.
Gunika, what about Gunika? Gunika, you? Suppose
Yeah,
suppose
I am planning to go around the weekend if I get chutti for a day. I'm thinking of
You
attending.
will, you don't have to ask for
we are
chutti.
saying we are giving
You
you
just go
a.
on leave and then ask forgiveness. It's
Yes.
They have to inform here beforehand, but I'm sure एक दिन Friday की तो मिल जाएगी, then Saturday, Sunday is
yes.
off, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am planning to experience it at least once.
Yeah. Oh, yes, please. It's a wonderful place to be. And we will have our own DPC. I think there'll be another couple of poets out there, members out there. Dinesh is usually out there.
Okay.
And there is a poetry session at the end of every day,
Okay.
5 to 6. Every day
Oh.
there's a poetry session in which you have a number of poets on stage. Some are good, some are, some
Yeah.
are.
Mm.
But okay, you just have
It's a
that.
learning experience, like you're hearing so many things, you're learning
Oh
so much.
yes, big time.
Definitely a learning experience.
I mean, in some years we had the Dalai Lama come in, things like
Amol Palekar is coming in. Kailash
Amol
Kher is
Palekar will be
coming
there.
in. Kailash
Yeah,
Kher is coming in. So
yeah,
of course,
Amol Palekar will be there.
Amol Palekar.
Last year, my good friend Raghuram Rajan was there. He had launched his book,
Okay.
so he was there. Anyway, okay, I think and start winding up. If everybody's okay and nobody has got a second poem out of his back pocket or her back pocket.
I have one.
All right, yes, I love that. Go on, go
So,
on. I'm excited.
yeah, so this is about some trauma I felt from an incident. It's a symbolic poem, but written indirectly, but somehow it resonates with the incident that I witnessed. So here it is. The title is This Is Not Okay. I see the world through tired eyes, the weight of pain, the sound of cries. They say, be silent, do not complain. But silence only feeds the pain. I'm sorry for the background noise.
No, that's
But silence only feeds the pain. I hear the whispers, do not speak. But silence makes me feel weak, the strong. Silence makes the strong feel weak. So I will say what others fear. I will make my voice so clear. People call it winning, call it shame, but I see the courage in the blame. To name what hurts, to break the chain, to heal the wounds, to ease the strain. The silence that broke my ancestors before. It locked their pain behind a door. But now we speak. Now we fight to bring the shadows into the light. If this is wake, then let it be. I choose the voice that sets me free. And when I say this is not okay, I hope the world will hear me someday. Thank you.
Yes.
Good. Very nice.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah, I know. Poetry can be very cathartic. I mean, I've been seeing
Yes,
that for quite
yes.
some time.
It
You know,
acts to me like that.
yeah.
Because which you cannot say to anybody, you
Yeah.
can pen down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Is that
And that's right.
the diary will not judge you.
Oh, yes. And
And that is why I
and
write, I feel.
yes. And nobody in DPC will. So that is one of the values of DPC. We give
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
a
that
chance.
I know,
Yeah,
but
DCP. I was just going to say that what Rajiv just said. Here, since nobody judges me, I can write. I can say anything. I can
Yes.
write in 2 minutes while you are going on light band karke
Yeah, you can. You write on the fly, man.
No,
You
no,
know?
it's
Jasper
not
is
that.
like,
But dust is something which is like, as you said, we had written somewhere.
Yeah.
In
Yes,
the,
yes,
yes. Yeah,
Jasper
that's
is like
surprising.
speed poet. Like,
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
yes,
yeah.
you
She's a
should do a
speed poet.
workshop and teach us all how to do this. I'm going to give you
Yes.
3 minutes while everybody's talking quickly right now.
Yeah.
Go for
yeah.
it. Hey, Julian, I just wrote I mean, missing Ravi. I just wrote him a message. If you remember, there is a poem, lovely poem he had recited on the wedding day of his niece or nephew getting married. And I want to present that poem to somebody who's getting married next weekend. So if you ever, I will send him a message on Facebook, but I don't know how much he's there. So if you have him on WhatsApp or elsewhere, do remind him.
Oh, to send you that poem.
Yeah, or I'll send you and you can forward. I think he had a link somewhere, where he publishes his poems.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
but
a couple of months back, right?
yeah, it was a couple of months back.
You mean
That's
the
right.
niece hasn't got married since?
These would have got married, but by somebody I know is getting married over the weekend, over the next weekend. So,
Oh,
so, so I want to pen that poem down and present it and gift it to her. That is
ah,
a lovely,
wow, a lot of
lovely.
people getting married in your circle.
Not it. Well, hey, the other day we were discussing, I am now in my 60s, and we were talking about how people we know in our circle are passing away because our parents, are the 80s and 90s. So,
Mhm.
that's what happens. It's just the circle of life. It's
Yeah.
okay. Good one. Julian, you got a poem somewhere? Your
Oh, uh, wow. Yeah, I have something, but yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. And just to wind up the session as a last piece, you want to do that for us? Yeah.
You used the right word, wind up, because it's about a washing machine.
Yeah. Yes.
Read my mind. So
Yeah.
this is a poem about a washing machine who has more ambitions than just doing the laundry. I have started to emit a sound, not squeaky like a church mouse, and less screechy than a train stopping, but more like the croon of a cruise ship serenader. I sometimes dream of taking off on a run, leaving the drudgery of this wash and spin cycles behind. Water in, water out. Water in, water out, ho hum hum drum, agitating grunge and grime, sweat and stains, all this soapy cereal binging and front loader hot tubbing with their dirty linen and spelunking with privately, of course. But I'm no gent and only have shrunken laundry balls to show off show for it after every rumble and tumble, like leaves at the bottom of an empty teacup, with no one to divine the meaning from all this cleaning. But I don't spill tea about whose underwear has been where. Besides, at the factory, we were sworn to secrecy. What goes in the wash stays in the wash. I'm too PC to be gossipy. Just glad I wasn't in the assembly line next door that was making WCs. I'd rather clean clothes than be a flushing commode that can only dream of being in that scene on Train Spotting. I'd rather be in Everything Everywhere All at Once, the laundromat backdrop with Short Round and Michelle Yeoh in the multiverse, kicking butt. Why do you poo poo my ambition? I want to be a tenor troubadour, a digital diva, not an analog detergent insurgent, nor your lowly sudsy servant. If only Simon had appliances got talent, I'd get the golden buzzer. I'm a winner, not a whiner, a doer, not a ruer. Come closer, listen in. You can hear the ghost in this machine sing.
Yes.
Yes,
Wonderful
lovely.
poem to wind up the
And
detergent.
that reminds me, I have a load of laundry to do.
Yes, just in case you guys forget about life in the
Yes,
poetry
come back to Mother Earth.
section. Thank you, Julian. That was a lovely one
Thank you.
to end the session. And I thank everybody again. Vritti, congratulations
Thank you very
again.
much.
Yes. And the next session I plan having is an in-person session on the 25th, the last Saturday of the month. So please, whoever is in Delhi, do make it a
Sir,
point then. Riti, you don't have a choice.
I'll
You
be
will
there.
be.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
sir,
With that, yeah. Anybody
I,
wants to say?
yes, I just want to ask, can we have a better kind of thing with an ambience?
Yeah. Instead of the British Council, is that what you're saying?
No,
Uh,
no, some poetry evenings, like better kind of the poets do, no?
you want to say a open session, open mic session or
Yeah,
something?
something like
Yeah.
that.